everybody, how's it going? Happy Tuesday for you. It's Wednesday for me. It's hump day. And unfortunately, we have a bit of bad news. Yeah, we have, unfortunately, a 17-year-old girl in Georgia who looks like she's going to be stuck in a solitary cell for at least another 6 months. Yep. Yep. That's just great, isn't it? Fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. Isn't it just awesome? Let's keep the community safe from a 17-year-old who made some tiki-talkies. Let's do that. Because everyone's so scared of her and there's nowhere for her to go. And yeah, it's begun. The commentary has begun. This is the best thing because she is an alleged monster. An alleged monster. Alleged teen killer monster. At least someone's saying alleged, just. Julie salivates over D's nuts, yeah. Maybe I'm a little bit early to the game because I've only seen Julie Grant salivating so far. I'm sure there'll be more. So that's quite enough for me. I'll roast her for now. Maybe I'll have more people to roast tomorrow. But for now, it's Julie Grant. She's the main one. I don't like Julie Grant. I'll tell you all right now, I don't like her. She sucks. So also, I have the bond hearing. The most full, complete bond hearing that I have is Court TV's bond hearing, and it's full of Julie Grant's crap. But that's okay. Let's watch it and make fun of her. Why not? There are some other little bits of the bond hearing that are broken up into pieces. Yes, thanks, CH. I've received that. But yes, the most full and complete one is Court TV's. So it seems that Court TV sent their cameras in. They did a media request, kind of like Law and Crime did for Lawrence, and they've hogged the camera feed, the court feed, and they've not released the full complete stream out to anybody else just yet. So all we have to go with is Court TV, their interruptions, as they do with their experts and stuff, and then now they're releasing little pieces of it. So I'm sure like in the next day or so, other people and Court TV will put out the whole bond hearing, but we have to wait. Yeah, that was to reduce Julie time. Yeah. I mean, freaking Epstein got home detention. This is nuts. Yes. But hey, she is an alleged teen monster killer. So got to keep the community safe, don't we? I tried to watch it earlier and chat sucked. Well, we're here. We don't suck. Hey, Blue Flower Bar, crazy person in chat, how's it going? It would be interesting to have Andrea's take on every case. Indeed. Okay, let's bring Darling in because we're going to do this. How are you?
Hey, wonderful. How are you?
Good. Now, before we actually go to the court hearing, I want to show you a short that Court TV have put out that'll make you super mad and make you hate Julie Grant more than you hate Lauren.
Well, I think she's nice.
You do? How surprising.
I got a picture with her.
You got a picture with Julie Grant?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Soon.
Right, that's a goal. Right, let's go. Now that's an intro. Right? Okay, so here's Julie Grant getting all hot and bothered over the fact that this little alleged monster is going to be kept in jail.
Some people just belong in jail. Before their trial, before a final disposition, some people are way too dangerous to be walking among us. And sometimes those dangerous monsters don't look like monsters. Like in the case of Sarah Grace Patrick, the 17-year-old Georgia teen who was accused of murdering her parents and then turning to TikTok for sympathy. This little alleged monster is seeking bond ahead of her upcoming trial. The court should deny that request and keep her locked up. For multiple reasons, I say this, my friends. Number one, she's arguably a danger to society. She has a younger sister as well who discovered her parents were murdered. And that poor child doesn't need to be traumatized any further or have her safety put in jeopardy. Number two, she needs to be forced by the court to comply with any recommended mental health treatment. I guarantee you that the court already ordered her to undergo a mental health evaluation. And if she's in custody, she'll be forced to comply with any recommended treatment. And if these facts alleged are true, this girl is in much need of treatment. And number three, the charges against her are as serious as they come. Police believe she shot her mom, Kristen Brock, and her stepfather, James Brock, to death while they were sleeping in their bed. Now, the allegation here against this child is 2 premeditated murders, made even worse then by what happened allegedly after the fact. Allegations of her trying to socially engineer the court of public opinion on TikTok. So for all these...
No, not socially engineer the court of public opinion. We can't have that.
Yeah, no one ever does that on TikTok. We can't have that.
No, ever. Never, not on social media, ever. We can't have that. And Christina, where are you? The tiki-talkies, not the tiki-talkies.
Reasons I say keep her in, keep her watched, and keep her away from her little sister.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know why it's continuing to play. Oh, it's because it was a short.
Some people just belong.
Right. I need to show you the comments on this. Right? Hang on. We'll change. We'll change screens. You show the comments on this. Since when does someone decide when your bond hearing takes place? No bond, blah, blah, blah. Julie Grant has to be one of the worst presenters. Court TV needs to replace her urgently. Oh, look at this one. Hey, Dali, can you read this one?
What is wrong with this journalist? She keeps things unhinged She keeps saying unhinged things. I do watch Vinny, but I mostly moved to law and crime channel because of her coverage. She says the jury got it wrong and people who were found not guilty were really guilty. WTF, mate.
Yeah, I love Vinny, but can't stand Julie's odd take on some things. Tongue out face.
Ooh, I agree. I love Julie before her quite vociferous take on the Karen Reed verdict. Sure has a pretty mouth for a city girl. It must be very difficult for her to imagine that police did and often do cover up for each other. No investigation into the Albert home. Haven't watched her since then. I only watch LNW, but will occasionally turn to Court TV if she's not the moderator and I'm bored.
Who can believe a word Julie Grant says? In general, not speaking on this particular case, but of the fact that JG's lips are moving. That's a good one. Boycott Julie Grant. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? How can you call her a monster without even seeing actual evidence she committed the murders? This is ridiculous. I'm done with Court TV. Yeah. Also, I don't really see her lips moving that much. Her whole face. Her whole face is as static as Lauren's eyebrows. Right? Like, watch her.
Like in the case of Sarah Grace Patrick,
Yeah.
the 17-year-old Georgia teen who's accused of
barely
murdering
moved.
her parents and then turning to TikTok for sympathy. This little alleged monster is seeking bond ahead of her upcoming trial. The court should deny that request and keep her locked up. For multiple reasons, I say this, my friends. Number one, she's arguably a danger to society. She has a younger sister as well who discovered her parents were murdered. And that poor child doesn't need to be traumatized any further or have.
She talks like this. Like she can barely move her cheeks. It's very strange. Oh, her face is like stuck, Utah. I noticed this like 2 years ago. She was like the first one I noticed that could not move her face at all. It's very strange. Very strange. We should oh yeah. Look, but we wouldn't be the first ones. There's lots of people who have been noticing that Julie Grant is a complete hoe for quite a while. Absolutely.
Well, she speaks very fondly of you, Hella.
Oh, does she? Okay, cool. Sweet. Hey, Nama Owens. How are you, mate? All right, let's get into this. They never stopped exploiting SJP's little sister in order to exploit SJP. It's super weird and gross. Yeah, so the little sister found the bodies of the parents, but that's Sarah's fault. So everyone makes that Sarah's fault. If she's innocent, that's not Sarah's fault. Right? So if Sarah didn't do it, that's not Sarah's fault. Oh yeah. A lot of people realize that Julie Grant is a complete loser because of the Karen Reid case. But she's been a loser for a lot longer than that. Lauren, Coffin Duffer, Susan Hendricks, Julie Grant, you all are setting up a real murderer's row of horrible female journalists. Oh yeah. Yeah, oh, Trisha as well. Don't forget Trisha. Don't forget Trisha. And guys, I have found an absolute gold mine of Trisha and Coffin Duffer bloopers. They're coming. They are coming. All right, let's get into this and check out this screen grab, guys. Check it. Ta-ha! Mm-hmm. That's her trying to move her face.
Well,
she's doing okay, I guess.
Kind of reminds me of the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, a little.
He's a little Earl.
Grant, taking you now to Georgia, where we finally have the case called for 17-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick. She's accused of murdering her mother and her stepfather, Kristen and James Brock. The incident in question happening last February. She wasn't arrested, though, until July. She has been incarcerated ever since. She's made a plea for bond before, and it was unsuccessful. We'll find out together what happens today, as her grandpa is going to be the first witness up.
The fence and state approached me in chambers with a stack of letters. I have read each of these, and I want to say I greatly appreciate y'all getting them to me ahead of time. I know some of these are from I think I have 2 separate grandfathers that wrote a letter, grandmother, several family friends that were in here, some that had been lifelong friends. There were also a couple letters from people that just met Miss Patrick after the incident. There was one that was very kind, even said, "Judge, I don't envy you and the decision you have to make in the way of that." So that person, I appreciate that as well.
Oops, sorry.
Way to that, so that person, I appreciate that as well. I say that just to let you know I did read these, and I picked out one in particular that said that so that y'all know I did read these, and they do matter. No matter what the decision is that I make today, these letters do matter, and they have been read and considered. Okay. All right, State, you ready as well? All right, defense is your motion.
Thank you, Judge. We are here just for the record on a motion to reconsider bond. We had originally been denied bond back in August of last year, 2025. And since that time, Ms. Patrick has been in custody. I made the court aware of that bond hearing. She was at that time in solitary confinement and still remains in that posture in the Carroll County Jail. So I wanted that to be at the forefront of the court's mind. And with that, Your Honor, we will call witnesses in addition to those letters if the court will so allow.
My understanding is you have 2 witnesses?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, first witness.
Dennis Nolan Sr.
Yes, sir. You'll come around and then remain standing while I read. You'll remain standing, raise your right hand. You swear affirm the statements you make forth today, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. If you would, just once you're seated, pull that microphone a little closer and speak loudly and clearly in the microphone. And if you'll start off by just stating your name for us.
My name is Curtis Moore, Senior.
Dustin, you can be good?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Nolan. I believe the microphone just went off, so I want to.
When you pulled it, it may have pulled loose. I'll come look at it.
Oh,
Put ourselves over
You just
here.
have to speak loudly and clearly for us, okay? The clerk said that apparently the other day they had this issue with another court. So just speak up and speak loud for us, okay?
Okay.
all right, Mr. Nolan, how are you related to Sarah Grace Patrick?
She's my granddaughter.
And are you her maternal or paternal grandfather?
Brother.
Maternal. And so Kristen was your daughter.
Kristen was my daughter.
Okay. Now, Mr. Nolan, have you received? I'll just get to the issue at hand. Do you believe that Sarah is a danger to you or anybody else in this community?
Not at all. No.
Okay. Do you believe that she is a threat to intimidate any witnesses that may be a part of this case?
No, absolutely not.
Have you ever witnessed her threaten anybody or do any harm to somebody that you know of?
No, not at all.
Okay. Do you know if she has a driver's license?
She does not.
Does she have a learner's permit?
Not that I know of.
Does she have a passport?
No.
Okay. Are you aware of how she became arrested in this case?
Yes, pretty much.
Okay. Did she turn herself in or did the police have to go get her?
She turned herself in.
Okay. And was that with you or with her father?
Her father.
And is her father, let me ask you this. Were you ever living, was Sarah ever living with you?
No.
Okay. Do you know if Sarah to have any access to any money that would allow her to leave this jurisdiction?
No, nothing at all.
If she is released on bond, would you be a part of the village to make sure she gets back here to court?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay. And where is it that you live, Mr. Nolan?
I live in Rome, Georgia.
Okay. About how far away is that from here?
It's about an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. Have you received any money from any publications or bloggers or anything like that in relation to this case?
No, nothing at all.
Do you know if Sarah has received any money from any of those sources?
No, at all.
Do you
I wonder why that's coming up. Or if the on cross something's going to come up about getting money.
Or
know
th-
if
they're
Sarah
just
has any money?
trying to get the state may try to insinuate that she's profiting or going to exploit the newfound fame somehow negatively if she gets bond.
Yeah. It's interesting. And hello, Shannon. Welcome in. Kay Schmidt also with the 5 excited under utterance memberships. You're so cool, Kay Schmidt. You're always coming in with 5. And thank you. Turning chat green. Let's go.
Money stored up in some savings account to be able to flee the jurisdiction?
No, nothing.
And how old is Sarah?
She's now 17.
Did you write a letter to the judge in reference to this case or to the bond in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And the judge has indicated that he's read that, so I'm not going to have you read it today, but it is a part of what the judge has been turned over. Okay. Do you know if Sarah has ever been arrested before?
No.
No, she has not, or no, you don't know? Okay. right, that's all I have at this moment.
And I have read your letter. I appreciate it. I need the count.
Good morning, Mr. Nolan. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Now, you and I have spoken before, is that right?
That's correct.
A number of times, 8 times, 6 times, something like that? Okay. Almost always in our office, is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay, and you've been invited to our office multiple times. You do live in Rome, so you can't always come down, is that fair to say?
That's correct.
Okay, so our office has been open to you throughout this process.
Right.
Okay.
That's correct.
I do want to talk to you a little bit about what you just spoke with opposing counsel on. You said you never lived with the defendant before. Would she be staying with you now in Rome?
No, I don't, no.
Okay. If the only way the judge granted bond was for her to stay with you in Rome, would you open your home to her in Rome?
Probably.
Probably.
What do you mean probably? What do you mean probably? What's this?
Okay, correct. I do want to talk to you a little bit about what you just spoke with opposing counsel on. You said you never lived with the defendant before. Would she be staying with you now in Rome?
No, I don't, no.
Okay. If the only way the judge granted bond was for her to stay with you in Rome, would you open your home to her in Rome?
Probably.
Probably. Okay.
Probably? Dude.
Where would she be staying? Where would she be staying?
With her best friend, who's, her mother's Carrie. I don't know if she's here.
So the defendant would be staying with her own best friend?
Yes.
Okay, and who is that?
Carrie, I'm not sure of her last name.
Okay, Carrie.
Oh my God, he doesn't know where she's gonna be staying. No, Granddad, no.
Why was he not prepped?
How does he not know what to say? That probably. Oh damn! Her family didn't step up to the plate. No, this is not good. Oh, poor. What do you mean, probably? And you don't know where she's staying? Her best friend is not good enough. She needs to be with family and stable family.
Yeah, no, they're not going to let her. This isn't some kid at school who's arguing with the parents all the time, and a change of scenery might be good, so they stay with their best friend at their house.
Damn
Happened to my niece, and she did really well. She wasn't accused of murder.
Yeah, this is not good.
Okay, now, does Carrie live in the state of Georgia?
No, she's just over the border in Alabama.
And I believe we heard from her at the last bond hearing.
But she's not in the state?
So she would not be staying in state, is your understanding?
No, it's just, I mean, she lives right at the border.
What? Sure, understood.
It's what I feel is best for her.
Okay, now, you were asked a question a minute ago about whether you had sold anything. You were at one point negotiating with media companies regarding the story. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
Okay, what companies were you negotiating with?
Oh, there's probably 10 or 15 of them.
Dad! What is that on?
I don't have a list with you.
Sure. Did you sign a contract with any of them?
Yes.
Okay. Which media company did you sign a contract with?
Lady Well.
Different freaking
Can you
state.
spell that for me?
It's LADYWELL.
Okay. There you are. Okay. How long is that contract for?
Well, it's for production that will be post-trial.
Okay.
No.
Okay. And what was the compensation in that contract?
I don't recall. I didn't receive anything for signing the contract.
Okay.
There's monies to be paid after the production is made, which would be after the trial, after the production.
Okay. So it's all on the back end. Okay. What's that amount?
Well, it depends.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Judge, this goes directly to the family's ability to enable her to leave the jurisdiction. This is something that was talked about at the last hearing, where the family had assets. The court determined she was a flight risk because of those assets. Those assets have now increased by, I'm going to guess, between, I'm not going to put a figure on it, I'll let Mr. Nolan put a figure on it, but if the assets of the family have increased and that was a concern for the court last time, it remains a concern for the court this time.
I believe you're on the testimony is that it may become an asset in the future, not that it's a current asset. And so it not being a current asset, I believe, blocks the relevance of the importance of the dollar amount at this point.
So there's a significant difference between them selling their rights for $1,000 and some of them selling their rights for $1 million.
Let me ask the attorneys to approach. Is this a microphone for your camera?
Yes, sir.
Can you cut that for just a minute?
Yes, sir.
What a position this grandfather is in. Can you imagine? So his granddaughter is potentially looking at spending the rest of her life in prison if she's convicted of what she's accused of. And it's his daughter who is one of the homicide victims. I can't imagine being in these shoes.
Imagine.
This poor
Let's make
gentleman,
fun of
what
him.
he's going through, and then trying to keep his family together. We know there's a younger sister as well who was about 5.5
Yeah.
when she found her mom and dad shot to
Sit
death.
down, bitch.
That sidebar has concluded. Let's go back in.
That directly contradict what we're talking about here today. I think this is relevant area to go into at this point.
All right. I'm going to allow the questions at this time. That was just so the bench conference. That was my concern. I was making sure that that's where each of you were going potentially with this argument. So I'm going to allow questions.
Okay, so I'm going to go back. What is that dollar amount?
What is the total amount?
Correct.
I'll be honest with you, I don't recall because it happened months ago. But I believe it was somewhere around $100,000.
Okay.
How much?
And is that 100,000 that will go to you?
No.
Who will that go to?
Go to whoever the production company feels contributed to the production.
Okay, so that money will be parsed out depending on who participates in what area.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct. After it's all post-trial, post-production.
sure. And who are the parties to that contract? There's Ladywell is on one side. Who is on your side?
Myself, Luann, DJ, and I believe that's it.
And by Luann, you mean Luann Bruce, the maternal grandmother.
Yeah.
And you mean DJ, the biological father of the defendant. Okay. Did they pay any upfront money to you?
No.
No penny at this point. Not a cent has come your way.
No.
It is all on the back end.
Correct.
Okay. And I want to be clear. It's your testimony here today that none of that money will be going to Sarah Grace. It will be going to Luann and DJ. Is
Correct.
that your testimony today?
That's what I understand, yes.
Well,
That's
you
my
understand.
understanding of what's in the document.
okay. It will not go to Sarah Grace Pafford, is what you're saying. Okay, understood. Nothing else at this point, Judge.
Anything else?
No, Your Honor, not for this one.
All right. You may sit down. Thank you.
Wait. Cross-examine. Like, how does that affect her as a flight risk? If they are not getting the money until after the trial, how does that affect her as a flight risk? That's what I'd like to know. So you should be clarifying, counsel. You're not getting any of this money, not even a down payment. Sir, can I clarify? Has there been a down payment on this production? Yeah, on this production deal. Why is there always a production? Of course, Kat. Why is there a production deal? Yes, of course, there's a production deal. But has there been a down payment? Has any money passed hands so that therefore any of the people who have the ability to aid and abet Sarah Grace from travel abroad, to escape authority, has any money towards that production gone into the hands of anybody who could help her to evade law enforcement? Not the whole amount, the $100,000, just any of it. Defense, get in there and ask. Why isn't she asking? I don't think that's been clarified. Do you, Dali?
No. It's like they're rolling over, and I don't understand because it seems like this could have been winnable.
Well, the whole probably, I don't know, and her best friend, I don't know her name. and
No,
she
I'm
just-
saying that, like, if they had been prepped, if they'd done a good job, if they had common sense answers, just normal, good answers, it could have been granted. It seems like that was a possibility.
There's only been 3 weeks to get this
Yeah.
sorted. All you had to do was find a decent place for her to stay.
I don't even blame the judge, really. I mean, I hate to say it, but
Ah,
I mean, what is the judge supposed to do with that?
God's
Well,
sake.
she'd be staying in another state. She'd be crossing state lines. I guess she could stay with me. I mean,
Christ.
maybe she has money to flee. Maybe she doesn't.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. And we signed a contract with a production company, but don't
Yeah,
worry, we won't be
maybe
getting
she'll get
any
money.
money
Maybe
till
she won't.
later. No.
Like, I want her to get bail. I mean, don't get me wrong, or bond. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, they gave the judge nothing to work with.
Nothing. And we haven't even heard it all yet.
All right, call your next witness.
Okay, gonna pause it right here before the next witness is called. We'll be right back to hear from Sarah Grace Patrick's grandma. That's right, Kristen Brock's mom is next up.
Why is she dressed like a whore?
Christine and
Or anybody else in this community? Okay. Do you believe that she is a threat to intimidate any witnesses that may be a part of this case?
no, absolutely.
Have you ever witnessed her threaten anybody or do any harm to somebody that you know of? Okay. Do you know if she has a driver's license?
She does not.
Okay, that's Sarah Grace Patrick's grandpa testifying on her behalf, trying to get her out on
Pause.
bond. Up next is her grandma. Now,
Well, okay, it's very likely she killed both her parents, but her driving without a driver's license would be a step too far. So we got to make sure she doesn't have a driver's license. She doesn't, have the ability to legally and lawfully drive a car. Because, that we don't want her to flee.
No, we can't have that.
Maybe ask if she knows how to drive a car. But okay, fine.
That's kind of important because you never know. She could flee. Yeah, that could happen. Hey, by the way, I have some damning evidence, and I think it's time we addressed it. Dali, Dali, have you got something do you have some explaining to do? Some splaining. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Oh no, Dali, what is happening here? What is it with you and all these weirdo, bloody, nasty female journalists? What is it with you? Seriously, you can't help yourself. Thank you, Blue Flower Bar. You crazy person in chat. You crazy person in chat. Screw you. Screw you sending me all this weirdo stuff.
I have a thing for journalists. What can I say? That's something I never thought I'd actually
Going
say.
on high rotation.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that you are starstruck. This is actually very good.
That is actually good.
Hell. Silence no more. Cute couple. All right. We needed a laugh. This is really starting to piss me off.
remember, this is the mother of Kristen Brock. So Kristen Brock, one of the victims who was shot to death, Sarah's mom. This has to be a tough spot for her to be in. Let's watch.
All right, call your next witness.
Who in, Bruce?
Well, we're going to sit up again.
You can come this way, Bruce. Bruce, if you remain standing, raise your right hand for me. You swear affirm and say that you make before the court today, be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, you'll be seated. I apologize for I might be out. You'll see loudly and clearly for me, just to help everyone out. I greatly appreciate it. Just imagine that you're talking through a door, okay? All right, and if you'll state your name for the record.
Lillian Bruce. All right, Miss Bruce, how do you know Miss Patrick?
She's my granddaughter.
She's your granddaughter. Is she your maternal or paternal granddaughter? Maternal. So you are Kristen's mother.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And has Sarah ever lived with you?
I mean, she stayed with me off and on that night.
Okay. But visitation as a grandmother, that kind of thing. Okay.
5 days.
Let's address this money issue. Have you received any money from any production company, bloggers, whatever, in
No.
relation to this case?
Not today.
Not today. Okay. Has there been any promise of money to you in the future for the rights to this and that type of thing?
After the trial, yes.
Okay, after the trial. But at this moment, you have not received any money as it relates to this case. Okay. Do you know if Sarah has received any money as it relates to this case?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Have you given her any money from a production company that you received?
Oh, no.
Okay. Do you know if Sarah has a driver's license?
No, she doesn't.
Does she have a learner's permit?
No.
Do you know if she's learned how to drive a car?
I don't think so. They didn't have one that she could drive.
Okay. Does she have a passport?
No.
Are you aware if she turned herself in or was she arrested?
She was forced to turn herself in.
Okay. And when she turned herself in, do you know where she came from?
I think she was at her friend hearings.
Okay. And that would have been the same house that's in Alabama. Okay. And where do you live, Luann? Like what city do you live in?
Marietta.
Okay. Do you have at this point custody of Jaylee?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And that is Sarah's little sister?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you afraid for the safety of Jaylee as it relates to Sarah?
Not in the news.
Okay. Is there any, has Sarah ever made any threats to you or to Jaylee at any point in time, but especially in relation to?
That's interesting. She's got custody of Jaylee, and Jaylee is the little one who found the parents shot up. So there's no way that the judge is going to put Sarah Grace in the same house as Jaylee.
This case?
No.
Okay. Has she tried to talk to Jaylee or change her testimony or anything like that that you're aware of?
I talk to Sarah every day, and Jaylee talks to her when she's here. They're just loving sisters talking to each other.
Have you any reason to believe that she would flee the jurisdiction and not come back to court?
Not at all.
Wait. Okay. Would you be a part of the community and village that would be responsible for making sure she shows up for court dates in the future?
You got it.
Okay.
Yes,
Are you aware if she's ever been arrested before?
no, she hasn't.
Okay. And you wrote a letter in relation to this case and this bond this morning?
I do.
Okay.
I didn't think I was going to be able to be here.
Okay, right. You had another work obligation.
Leadership meeting, I couldn't get out of it.
Okay.
I changed that.
The ICE changed that. I think it changed a lot of things for a lot of people. But that letter is a part of what the judge has reviewed. And so I wanted you to know that that is a part of it. Now, you are one of the, I guess, victims in this case, right? Would you consider yourself one of the?
I'm very much a victim.
Okay. And I'm sorry,
My whole family.
your whole family. And
She's the mother of the decedent. One of the decedents, yes, she's a victim, right?
Yeah.
you are in support of Sarah
Very much.
and her being out on bond.
100%.
Don't think I have any other questions.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Bruce. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Again, same kind of starting questions. You and I have had conversations in the past. Is that right? Okay. I do want to ask you just a little bit about those media rights that we've been talking about. How familiar are you with those media rights?
I mean, they do it to me, and I've talked to them, and, you know, it's all based on what will happen after the trial.
Sure.
Who they're gonna, make go through all the going pictures and stories and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. And the three people who are involved in that are you, Dennis, and DJ. Is that correct?
Correct.
So the $100,000 or so that we've been talking about, that will get sort of divvied up between that group. Is that right?
Right.
It won't go to Sarah Grace. It won't go to her sister Jaylee.
No.
It won't go to anybody else. That's money that's going to go directly into your pocket if you were participating.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you don't live near here either. You live up north of here, Marietta, right? And you said Sarah Grace has never stayed with you. Is that right? Long term?
Just stay with me for time.
Okay. She will not be staying with you. She'll be staying in Alabama if she's granted a bond.
Right.
Okay.
Out of our 6-year-old now, that takes up a lot of my space.
Correct. If the judge were to say that the only way she can get a bond would be to come home with you, Would you be able to house her?
I'd make it happen.
This is
At least that was I'd make it happen.
I'd make it happen, but she's got Jaylee.
Yeah.
This is a problem. Why didn't they think this through? And also, where's Daniel? Where's her dad? Where's Daniel Patrick? He was there last time, right? He's the guy. He's her dad. Her dad, the one she was staying with. She was staying with her dad, right? Between her parents being killed and her being taken to jail, he's the one who turned her in. She was staying with her dad. Where is he? Why can't he take her? Yeah, why wouldn't she go with her dad? What's going on? Where's her dad?
Yeah.
Where's Emily? Is Emily here in chat? Emily would know.
I don't think I've seen her, but
What's going on? Like, why would her dad? He's in the courtroom. Yeah, why wouldn't he? Did he testify? Why wouldn't he take her? This is ridiculous. Why is the only person who would take her in another state and not one of her blood relatives?
and I get that it's like right across the border and it's someone she knows well, but that doesn't matter to the court. And if she's in another state, you have to involve other jurisdictions. It's a huge deal, like trying to get somebody back into custody.
It is a huge deal.
They just completely failed her here.
This is terrible. Yeah, did her lawyer not discuss where Sarah would go?
I don't understand how her lawyer would not have prepped them for all this.
This is so, it doesn't. Yeah, and says Shelby wants to stay with her friend. That's too bad. Does she what? Would she prefer to stay in solitary for the next bloody 7 months? God.
So when your husband said probably, he was really waiting for you to say absolutely.
No, they're no longer together, Judge. They are.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So you know I'm going to
And have you ever been to the house in Alabama where the defendant will be staying if she's granted a bond? Okay. How long have you known this person, Carrie, that she'll be staying with?
I've just known her. I met her here last time. I don't really know her very well.
Okay, so you just met her here earlier this month?
Well, I guess I've met her
At one of the prior hearings?
yeah, something like that.
At the prior bond hearing back in August, probably? That sound right? Okay. So you don't know her very well either? Okay.
But I will.
You will? Understood. I'm sure you will. I have no other questions for you. Thank you so much.
Anything else?
Briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Bruce, is it your intention to get Sarah out on bond so that you can, help the production company get footage for their documentary and all of that thing? So,
Absolutely not. Okay. I'm here for my granddaughter to be free. I think she's unjustly being charged.
okay, thank you.
Anything else from the state?
Nothing else, sir.
All right, thank you. We may sit down.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, documentary apparently in the works about this case. It is stunning and it's captivated attention all over the nation, as we know. Let's bring in our legal analyst guest. He is the chief trial attorney serving in the Muskegon County, Michigan District Attorney's Office. You've seen him in action, famously put away defendant Shonda Vander Ark. Matt Roberts on the program this Tuesday. Good morning to you, Matt. Tell us your thoughts as you've seen Grandpa. And then
It's got to be here. That's right. So,
it makes you wonder, are they just perhaps in denial, God bless them, that think that
difficulty, and I think to get her away from the jurisdiction.
here. Will she go home today?
Deadly daughter
Can you imagine if
trial.
Sarah Grace Patrick gets let out of jail today? Would you feel safe living next door to this teenager? We got her motion to reconsider bond right now before the court.
be
Let's go
okay.
back in.
As long as I'm not her mom or dad, yeah, okay.
Do we only have?
I'm just saying, like, she didn't go on a random psycho stabber spree going after her random neighbors,
Okay, so
allegedly.
if I understand house arrest properly, you can't get out of the house.
Yeah.
So if I was next door to her, I think I'd feel okay, assuming that the terms of the house arrest were kept.
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I'd feel okay. I'd feel okay. I'd be all right with that.
It's not Charles Manson, for Christ's
No,
sake.
there'd be no firearms would be allowed anywhere near that house.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be getting out. She had an ankle monitor. They
I
would,
thought this was America.
yeah. And thank you, Valentine Bilby, for gifting a membership. That's so nice of you, mate. And also, thank you, Valentine. I noticed something else. What's this, Dr. Vonda K? Shame on them. I'm writing them for mocking the psychological health of teens who are innocent until proven guilty. They don't mock serial killers like that. Shame. That's what I told John Matthias. I told him straight up. You were. So who's mocking them? Is it on Court TV right now? Or you said that 20 odd minutes ago. So tell us a bit more about that, Dr. Bonda. Interesting. They said she wouldn't even have a cell phone.
Yeah.
No, if she were out on house arrest, there would be very strict control on her. Very, very strict control on her. Yes. They were mocking her mental health on Court TV. I am not remotely surprised. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
Argument.
Yes, Judge, I do want to quickly make that same fact that it is a photocopy of the exact letters that I've given to the court as part of the record as defense and bond exhibit 2.
All right, any objection?
Nothing to say.
All right, they'll be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We can get at the end.
What?
I'm ready for argument.
Okay. Your Honor, we believe that Ms. Patrick is in fact a good candidate for bond. I think that on the last bond hearing, the court heard from Ms. Bowling, who is the sister of James Brock, and her statements were of impact. She came up, she was emotional and teary-eyed, but the fact of the matter is that she is, as I told the court, only one side and one person of this victim family. I use the air quotes because, again, it seems as if to counsel that Ms. Bruce and Mr. Nolan are not being treated with the same gravity. Their words and their support for Sarah is not being treated with the same gravity as the other side of this, when in fact they are of closer relation as mother and father to the deceased than Ms. Bowling would be to her brother. And them being in support of Sarah, I think should hold with this court more gravity in ways because of the close relation of them having birthed the deceased. Not to discount the emotion or feeling that Ms. Bowling may have for her brother, but that is a closer relation. The risk, the 4 factors that the court has to consider is that is she a threat to the community, a threat to witnesses, risk to flee, risk to reoffend. The state wants to say that, oh, there's this influx of money and so she's going to run. That, Your Honor, is at fault in the argument because none of that money belongs to Sarah. None of that money, she again is 17 years old. She's not an adult. She doesn't have a bank account. She doesn't have a driver's license, a passport, and they don't even think she knows how to drive. And not that Miss Bruce is aware of that she was even taught to drive. They didn't have a car for her to learn how to drive, was the testimony. And so her being a risk to flee, I think is totally unfounded in that she turned herself in voluntarily from Alabama. I think the state is going to argue to the court that she won't even be in Georgia. The court heard from Ms. Jensen on last bond hearing, so I didn't bring her back up, that she does stay right across the state line, and her house is where she came from voluntarily to turn herself in and be at the mercy of the sheriff's office and this court. And so I don't think that going back to Alabama would be a problem at all. It is a part of Ms. Jensen's letter that is a part of what has been turned over to the court, that she would be welcome there. We as a group, I've spoken with the family and with Ms. Patrick about where would be the best option for her to stay. I will say to the court that I have a list of some odd 15 people where she could reasonably stay.
All right, she has a list of 15 people where she could reasonably stay. Okay, that's something. I wish that the grandparents would have been clear on that, like, because they seem to be a little bit wishy-washy.
We have, as a group, considered all of those places and what would be the best course of action for making sure she gets to court, having a stable environment, being in a place where she could be away from the media frenzy that I think will surround her here in the immediate area. And so we just made that decision that Ms. Jensen's home there in Alabama, where she's already comfortable and would have the ability to stay off of social media, be somewhere where she wouldn't have the need for a phone and that type of thing, which I would ask the court to make that a part of the conditions of her bond, that she not have access to social media and a cell phone of her own. And that home just landed as a place that I think had all of those things encompassing, and a place where she would be comfortable. But that's not the only place that she could go. Your Honor could order that she stay here in the Carrollton area or in the surrounding area, and she has those places available as well. Several people have said that they would make sure that she has a place to stay and that
be clear, lady. Like, I don't feel like this defense attorney is making a strong enough argument. She said, oh, there's several places. There's 15 places. And she could have a cell phone or she could not have a cell phone. Fucking be clear, right? Make the very first option in the state with blood relatives, no cell phone, no nothing, very easy for her to get to court. Make it really goddamn clear and easy for the judge. And then put two other options that are also in-state, blood relatives, very clear, no cell phone, no nothing. Make it easy for him. Why are you making it difficult? Counsel? I don't get it. Like, what? Why? And of course, out of state is going to be an issue. That is dumb, right, Laura? I just don't. Why are you making it hard for her? She's 17. Make it easy.
she is housed. So her going to Alabama, I don't think should have that much weight from the court as a cause for concern. As it relates to a threat to the community, the people who are victims have said she is not a threat to them and a threat to witnesses. She is not a threat to them. She is not a threat to Jaylee. Never has been and never will be. And so the people who are closest to her, who talked to her on multiple occasions throughout her life, not just somebody who started talking to her after the incident happened, but they have said she is not a threat to the community. She is not a threat to witnesses. She is not at all a risk to reoffend. When we look at the risk to reoffend, I think that generally the court looks at a person's criminal history because we know past behavior is indicative of future behavior. She's never been arrested. That was presented at the last bond hearing. She still has no criminal history, hadn't had any incidents in the jail or anything of that sort. As a matter of fact, I think she is thought of and spoken very highly of by many of the guards there at the jail. Your Honor, we have presented to you 21 character letters, 21 people who are willing to vouch for that young lady sitting in that chair. 21 people, not just...
Okay, got to hand it to defense counsel delivering some really passionate arguments on behalf of her client. No doubt, Sarah Grace is in excellent hands here, but will she be able to go home? That's another...
No, look, okay, that's... Julie just is all over the place. I gotta say, like, Julie's an idiot. Julie, you're an idiot. Okay, making passionate arguments doesn't mean making articulate arguments. Julie thinks this girl is guilty no matter what the fuck happens, right? It doesn't matter how passionate the defense arguments are. They need to be sound. They need to be solid. And the defense attorney just made some really poor arguments, unfortunately, for Sarah. Unfortunately for Sarah. Sarah needed strong arguments. She needed the judge to just have something really clear, an easy option to get her out of that solitary cell until August. And that defense attorney did not give it to him, sadly for her. And unfortunately, I think her family, as much as they believe in her, they let her down. They should have had something ready for her, and they didn't. They didn't. And someone in chat asked me if I think she's guilty. I have no goddamn idea, but right now she's innocent. Yeah. Don't say reaffirm when she hasn't been proven guilty yet. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we are going to fast forward. Deadly teen murder trial.
And feels like, oh, you know, that they have an emotional reaction to what has happened. 21 people. In addition to those 21 letters, that is a part now of the record that Your Honor has written, my right side, the court's left side, entire courtroom is here to support Ms. Patrick. People who are going to run generally don't have that type of support. People who are going to abscond from justice generally don't have that type of support. People who intend to not come back and not do the things that they're supposed to do not have this type of support, Your Honor. I think that that is something that the court should look at in a major way as to the risk to flee, is that when you have connections and ties, not only to the immediate community, but just to a community in the aggregate, that is what keeps people accountable. And essentially, bond is for there not to be any new crimes, which she doesn't have any indication that there will be any new crimes because she doesn't have any criminal history. And we maintain her innocence, that she has not done this that she is accused of, but also that she just has the vast support of the community around her, and that they have said they will hold her accountable. That is a part of the letters as well as the testimony today. Again, as it relates to the money, Your Honor, if there is this vast influx of money, Your Honor, I'm sure would not grant a recognizance bond. There will be a monetary amount to it. So any money that there is, that I think that the family has come into, the way that the...
Oh, did you see her? Did you see that Kristen Dowder?
No, I didn't see her, but I'm not surprised.
Lara said she saw her. Resting guilt face.
State wants to portray it, would be going to that bond, I can assure you. And in addition to that, she is indigent. And if there is any other monies, would be going to the hiring of an attorney, I would assume, if they could afford that based on this sudden influx of money, which the testimony has been, is that...
Okay, Judge ain't
acquiescing?
stupid. Sorry, Judge ain't stupid.
Yeah.
At least this is not a jury, right? But
Yeah.
talking about a sudden influx of money, that ain't good because they haven't had an influx of money. They didn't come into any money. The money's not supposed to be there until after the trial. We're talking about bond. We're talking about her getting out now and whether she's a flight risk. So this is irrelevant. Isn't this all irrelevant? Isn't it? Isn't this whole Netflix deal thing, whatever it is, documentary thing, irrelevant right now? Isn't that what this defense attorney should be arguing, that it's irrelevant? Am I wrong? Yeah, it's irrelevant.
No money has been given to Mr. Nolan or Ms. Bruce, and that everything is post production. As it pertains to the veracity of their statements, Ms. Bruce was clear that they are not trying to get her out to, have her do interviews or anything like that. As a matter of fact, Your Honor could order that she not have any of those contacts or any of those interviews until after the trial. There is case law. I was not able to look it up because I was trying to pay attention and question, but I am certain that there is case law that, as a matter of fact, the defendant cannot profit off of books or publishing rights and those types of things as it relates to their case. And so I'm not sure if Your Honor is aware of that, and I can find the site as I continue to look and present that to the court if need be. But Your Honor, she has a place to stay. If Your Honor would require that she stay in Georgia or stay around the area, she has those places as well. We could provide addresses to the court. And so we're asking that Your Honor would...
We can provide addresses to the court? You should have provided addresses to the court. They should be there right now. What do you mean we can? What? Tomorrow? The next day? Next week? The bond hearing's today.
I love her face here. Sarah Grace Patrick's face.
Face.
Well, I'm screwed.
Screwed, aren't I? This is great. Is this how it's going to go from here on? This chick going to take me to trial? Awesome. This is fantastic. This is just awesome. Yep.
This is going great.
Grant a bond in this case. She is in solitary confinement as a 17-year-old. The courts have acknowledged that solitary confinement on juveniles is, even though she.
I saw people on Twitter saying she was smirking and laughing.
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't seen any smirks or laughs.
Actually, I saw Law and Crime. Law and Crime has put out a couple of shorter videos of this, and one of them is that she's smirking. The title is that she's smirking and rolling her eyes in court.
We're all rolling her eyes. Everyone who supports her is rolling their eyes right now.
My eyes could not roll back further in my head.
This is a shit show. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, dejection, you know.
Yeah, cringing and sighing looks like smirking and laughing if you really want to see smirking and laughing.
Yes. So much of it is just people seeing what they want to see.
People love to judge defendants' body language so much, and they will see exactly what they want to see.
And just looking at her posture right now, and
defeated.
Yeah, it's defeated. It's dejected. It's what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. I would say also tired because they probably got her up at 3 a.m. this morning.
Very true.
Yeah, that they do that for hearings.
Or if she did smile, it was probably at her attorney, the one person in the courtroom she can trust. Or a family member, maybe in the corner of her eye.
Yeah, because she's seen no human being most days for the last 6 months.
Sorry,
she smiled at somebody. She's an evil, narcissistic murderer. How dare she smile? Yeah, she's probably not sleeping much at all. You're right.
Is being charged as an adult. She was at the time of the incident and is now still a juvenile. That it has vast implications on the mental health of persons, not just juveniles, but persons in general that are in solitary confinement. So I'd like the court to consider that as well. We filed this bond motion, Your Honor, because of the pushing back of the date, which was no fault of Ms. Patrick's.
And that has to do with the evaluation that just hasn't been done. The report, apparently, of the it was a neuropsychologist that the defense is waiting on. So that's what counsel's referencing, that they're pushing for bond because they're saying, look, she's being held in jail all this time. But this is a homicide case. What do you think the judge is going to do? Hit us up on social media. Let us know. Let me bring in our legal analyst guest, attorney Matt Ross.
Now they're going to go over what they just saw. This dude's like, let me out of here. And guys, I mean, I don't like to talk about this stuff too much, but there is a reason why there are mugshots of the two decedents. Yeah, they both have priors for reasons.
Yeah, I don't know why they really need the mug shots of them, but okay.
Yeah. Actually, that's actually a good point. Why do they need to bring the mugshots into this?
You can't find a normal picture?
There's lots of normal pictures.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
You're trying to be sensational, gruesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we can not go into that right now, but yeah. Let's keep going. Oh, God, look at her face. Oh, this guy. Are we back to the actual court hearing now?
Is a factor that I think the court should consider in weighing whether or not
there's a
the
commercial
court
right
grants
now.
bond today. But
No, I'm kidding.
No, actually,
to social media. Your Honor has tools in his toolbox to say to keep her confined to a particular address. She can be on monitors with monitor assert her innocence. And so, Your Honor, that is the ask of the defense at this time.
All right, thank you. Hold on one second. Ms. Mitchell, if you'd like to come and grab a seat, you can. I also did observe you help that young man in the back of the courtroom. Did you get him where he needed to be? All right, so. Okay, Madam Clerk, can you hand her what she needs so you can go ahead and be productive? But I did look over there. I appreciate you helping him out. You could tell he was stressing that he didn't know where to be. So, thank you. All right, Mr. Ferris, you ready?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, come on up.
Okay, now we've got state.
Judge, the state does oppose bond in this case. You've done enough bonds with me to know I follow a particular protocol when I go through my bonds. I always start with the case history. We're talking about an incident date of February 20th of 2025. That is less than 12 months ago. An arrest date on this case was July 8th of 2025. This case went before the grand jury August 19th of 2025. And we had a bond hearing on August 19th of 2025 as well, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. The trial court date on this case is set for August 3rd of this year, which is less than 1 calendar year from indictment. That is incredibly fast. Opposing counsel did mention the additional time based on the continuance that for all intents and purposes had to be granted. That is not a consideration for the court. The court's structure in regards to this is pretty straightforward. There is no material change in the circumstances of the defendant. That's where we are. I'm going to read from that bond order on August 19th of 2025. After hearing evidence presented regarding the defendant's motion for bond, this court finds the defendant is a risk to flee the jurisdiction, not appear for future court appearances. The defendant is a risk to influence witnesses. The defendant is a threat to the community and family members as testified to at defendant's hearing regarding bond. Through all of the testimony and argument we have heard today, there has been nothing to dispute that fact. If anything, I think it could be argued that the flight risk is actually more significant now than it was before. The family in this case does oppose bond, Judge. And one other thing that I do want to address that was at the beginning of opposing counsel's argument. Our relationship with both sides is as much as we can make it. Miss Bruce, Mr. Nolan, and and DJ, the biological father of the defendant, they have been invited to our office constantly. Anytime we have spoken to the Brock side, we have reached out to the other side as well. They choose not to come. I sat down on that August 19th, 2025. We sat up in our brand new grand jury room up on the 5th floor, and I sat and answered their questions for at least a couple hours. I think it was about 2 hours.
It had fresh carpet.
They have been asked to come in every single time. I am inviting them to come into our office.
We even invited them and offered them muffins, and they didn't turn up.
And it was a brand new room, freshly
What?
done.
Sweet.
Smelled like new carpet and everything.
It did.
No one had peed in the corner in that room yet.
Nothing had happened bad in that room at
No.
all.
If they want to go
Perfectly
back in there, we're more than happy. There's just a little urine smell, but that's
Just
it.
a little.
Just a
Yeah,
little.
someone's peed in their since,
Yes.
but I promise it wasn't me.
It was an incident at the Christmas party. Let's be honest. But
Yeah, I mean, Christmas has passed since then, so we had a Christmas party.
well, nature's more cleared up.
And New Year's. Yeah, that happened. But Michelle, hello. I did a stream on this just yesterday, and I did a timeline and everything. So please have a look at that one. I wanted to make sure that anyone who was following this on this channel, there was at least some background, so you can go and have a look. Yeah, and welcome in. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he's addressing the argument that the Brock side of the family has been treated differently to Sarah Grace's biological mother's side of the family, and but we've offered to talk to them, but it's just that we've charged their daughter, so they don't seem to like us.
To talk to me today, tomorrow, any day, anytime. I cannot make this more clear. Anytime they want to come in and talk about the case, I am available to them. If they want to, we can set up a conference call on a weekend. If they need me to drive up to Marietta or up to Rome, I will drive.
We promise we won't use anything that they say against them.
Drive up to Marietta, or I will drive up to Rome. I drove up to Marietta a couple weeks ago with my investigator. This Bruce was actually not there. So we have tried our very best to have a good relationship with them. They have turned their back because they do not believe that we are prosecuting the right person for this case. That was something I told them from the very beginning. I'm going to be as open and inviting as I can be, but we are not going to agree on that fact. They choose not to come in, Judge. I have conversations on the phone with Mr. Nolan and with Ms. Bruce because they live far away and it is difficult for them to come in. Any person in that family who wants to come in and talk to us can do so. At that meeting on August
The
9th.
judge's face right now.
Maybe they don't want to talk to you, bruh.
Even the judge is like, what the hell are you talking about? Why would they want to talk to you if they think she's innocent?
Yeah, you arrested their granddaughter.
They're
What
trying to
fuck would they want to talk
convict
to
her and
you?
put her in jail. Like, why is this a big deal?
Yeah. We've
He
been
won't
so
talk
nice
to me,
them.
Judge. Make him be my friend.
Been so nice to them. We've offered to set up conference calls. We've invited them round for tea.
I even got a dollar store Febreze.
Why won't they talk to me? The phone's just not ringing. I'm being shunned.
I told them to bring as many people as they want to, friends, family, whoever they'd like. I invited them to record the interaction if they would like to. I have no problem talking to them. The state is not scared of talking to the family.
Oh, he offered to record the interaction?
Oh my God, how desperate are you, buddy? Good Lord.
That makes it so much better.
And I let them bring their friends and whatever they want. And we could all hang out and we could go out to the movie and whatever they want. I'm flexible. You can even record me while I pee. It's okay. I don't mind.
I'm literally at dinner, enjoying a dinner, and they're coming up to me and making me feel unsafe when I'm not doing anything.
Jesus, dude. Are you a prosecutor or a guy trying to get laid in high school? Come on now. Jesus.
That's so fucking stupid.
Either side, we invite that. Going back to the Brock side of the family, Judge, I do have a statement from them. They oppose bond as well for the same reasons that they opposed bond in the first time. I would like to read this statement from them if I could. The seriousness of the charges before this court cannot be overstated. The accused is being held and charged with the malice murder of 2 people. These were intentional violent acts that were permanently destroying our family. Granting bonds in a case of this magnitude would undermine the gravity of these crimes and the devastating harm that she has already inflicted. Then they move to addressing the Ayala factors. We remain deeply concerned about flight risk. The defendant is facing the possibility of life-altering consequences if convicted. Given the severity of the charges, the incentive to flee is substantial. The immediate family has the resources which would enable her to flee. Her family maintains that she is innocent, and given her manipulative behavior, it is possible for her to flee. Once released, there would be no meaningful way to ensure the defendant remains within the jurisdiction or appears for future court proceedings, since family and close friends have homes outside of the state of Georgia. We are also gravely concerned about witness intimidation. This case relies on witnesses who must be able to cooperate freely and safely with law enforcement and with the court. Releasing the defendant creates a real and reasonable fear that witnesses could be intimidated, influenced, or discouraged from coming forward. Even indirect contact.
Okay, cameraman's focusing on this woman who is, I think she's the mother of Jamie Brock. So, yeah, the mother of the male decedent.
I think that's Sylvia. She was on. She's been on Nick's stream. She covered the YSL trial.
No,
Not the woman there in the front, in the back.
Okay. Anyway, so cameraman is panned over there, getting this emotional shot.
No.
What?
No, I just think he had the hots for the girl in the back.
Okay. Can I finish my point? He's getting this emotional shot of this woman saying, agreeing with the prosecutor, please don't let her out. Please don't let her out. We're so scared. Now, I just have to say, I'm sure that this piece of footage is going to get played a fair bit. Good on the cameraman from Court TV. He's gone and done his job. She's still grieving the loss of her son. And this is emotional fodder. This is trauma fodder. Do we really believe that this woman is scared of this 17-year-old girl? Or do we think she's still mourning the loss of her son? And do we think that if she's let out, if when I say out, like out on house arrest, because it's not a get out of jail card if she gets bond at all, right? Do we think that if she's let out, that these people here feel that that is offensive to their son's memory? Because I think there's a bit more of that going on, personally.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you let the accused, the person accused of murdering our son, or the person who did murder their son in their mind, have any benefit whatsoever? So I think it's a little bit more that than we're scared of her, personally.
I mean, I could see the prosecutor being scared of her.
True. But yeah, I think that this whole trauma fodder here is kind of gross, to be honest. Not that she doesn't deserve to be sad. She does. But it's just like, let's all watch. Let's all watch so we can all be mad at Sarah Grace.
Attack or perceived threats would be irreparably damaging to the case. Finally, and most urgently, we fear for our own safety. The loss that our family has suffered has traumatized us and left us vulnerable. The thought of the person accused of killing them being released into the community causes us constant anxiety and fear. Bond would not only endanger witnesses, it would also place our family under continued emotional distress and fear for our physical safety. The accused is being charged with 2 malice murder counts. These are horrific and violent crimes in which she is being accused. The defendant's second bond request This is the defendant's second bond request, and nothing has changed that would justify reconsideration. The risks remain the same, if not greater, as the case moves forward and the consequences become more real. Our family would not be able to sleep in peace knowing that she is not in protective custody. Judge, it's the state's position that on August 19th of 2025, she was a poor candidate for bond, and that as I stand here before you today, she remains a poor candidate for bond, and bond should be denied as such.
Who made the statement?
That was crafted by Kim Bowling on behalf of the other family, the Brock family.
Who was that for? Who made the statement?
Kim Bowling.
No, that's the sister.
It is.
No. At the prior hearing, we also had a brother testify.
We did, Judge. We had sons.
Okay, so Kim Bowling is the sister, not the mother. That makes sense. She looks more like the age of the dad.
We had sons and her, and then a friend of the family as well, if I recall correctly. It's going back a little bit.
I believe it was her brother, stepbrother. Is that correct?
I think so, Judge.
That's correct.
And he was not in favor at that time as well, correct?
Correct, Judge. There's significant numbers on this side as well.
And they lived together for a period of time, correct? The brother? That was my recollection, that he was in the house for a period of time. Is that not correct?
Not in recent memory, Judge. Not in recent history, is my understanding.
Okay. All right. Anything else from the state?
Nothing else from the state, Judge.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else, Ms. Williams?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
All right, Judge, let's hear it.
All right, there it is. The arguments are in. It's up to the judge to stay with us. And then move to murder. The mention. And she's 17. Find out what the judge honored.
The severity of the judge want her. Anybody. I will go anywhere you want. I will
court.
Really understand the difficult position this bond hearing places before you and deeply respect the weight of your decision. I didn't realize I was actually going to be referencing hers at the beginning, but that's who Ms. Jensen is the one that wrote that. All right. So in preparing for this hearing today, I was prepared to listen for and hear anything that showed that there was a material change. As of right now, I don't see that there has been a material change. The only real change that has happened, one, is the court date change, and then two, I don't believe I had the information in front of me that family members had signed contracts with different media companies at the prior hearing. So that's new material. When I look at this, when I asked the state and defense to come up, when the witnesses were testifying, when defense objected to the line of questioning the state had, my concern was I wanted someone to ask or bring up the question of the veracity of these statements, because while I know, and I hope the family hears this, I'm not doubting your love for your granddaughter or your daughter. As Mr. DJ here this morning, that's not in question. Okay, and I think I said this last year. So whatever ruling I make today, do not think that it is me determining your love and care for your daughter, right, or your granddaughter. With that said, I do have to consider some of the things that have changed, and with these type contracts, if she were to be released, y'all could benefit from your Ms. Williams actually used the term media frenzy. The more that's brought about, potentially the higher for more you as individuals would receive potentially. And so while that's not an IOLA factor that I have to evaluate, that is some of the change that in consideration of where she's going, who she'd be with, and they play into the factors of what could happen. But again, that does not play into whether or not you care or love your granddaughter or your daughter. All right. Going to the court dates. I don't believe that really goes into the material change argument, but it is a change in dates. And I want to lay this out. Ms. Patrick, I tried to take some time with you last time going through the arraignment process and the going through the grand jury. So I'm going to lay this out for you today, okay? A typical criminal trial that most people don't realize, for that to be fast, for a criminal trial, especially one like this, a murder trial or child molestation or rape trial, these heavy crimes, right? Most people in the judicial world would say that 1.5 years is a really fast track for that case to be heard. And I'm sure your attorney's probably gone over this with you some. You're even shaking your head yes, like you understand that to be the case, right? So right now, when your case first came up, the first court date that I gave you, I was trying to push because I know your age, right? And I wanted everybody to understand by me giving those first dates, do not drag your feet. But in all candor, if you remember, if you go back to that hearing when I set that date, I kind of had a little caveat saying, I understand this may be pushing, right? And what happened was, as we came up, defense, you announced ready, but in actuality, you didn't even have your full report. And to do that, you would have needed that report. If we had started that day, you were thinking you might have the report by Friday, but you weren't sure. But I think you did what you had to do in the moment, say you were ready, but you were announcing ready without the full report that you truly need. State needs that report. They need that full report to do their job and have their experts. So as both of you stated that day, and I believe the state even addressed here today, the continuance had to be given. The continuance had to be granted for fairness to take place, right? Fairness for you and your attorney to actually get the full report, and fairness for the state to be able to prepare for this case. Now, in doing that, I had a couple of different dates available. The state and defense both came to me and said, Judge, we know that you don't want to move this case again. We want to put it on your August date. That was the date that was agreed on by defense and the state. If I look at the dates, right now, we just acknowledged, and you were shaking your head yes, as if you understood that 1.5 years is really fast for these type cases. That's typically as quick as one will get, right? If I look at my dates now for your August date, you hit right at almost exactly 1.5 years. So even with that August date, your case is still moving at an incredibly fast pace. Do you realize that? Now, with that being said, state and defense also know I do not want to continue this case again.
It's a nice consolation prize.
And we're going to do everything that I can. I'm going to do everything.
It's a nice consolation prize.
Fantastic. That's just
Could
great,
be worse.
It could be worse. You could be in solitary for another year after that. We'll see. I don't get it, Breen. Like, why has her defense not put that as an option? Like,
they've probably already
Judge.
waived it. I don't know if they can re-invoke it in Georgia.
Please.
It depends on the state once you waive it.
I can to prevent this case from being moved again, right? It's my understanding there may be some changes that take place. If those changes do take place, I do anticipate signing an order to specially set this. If there are conflicts, I commit to both state and defense. I don't mind calling other judges that may have conflicts and ask them if they don't mind if we jump ahead in line so that I can have attorneys report to me so that we can make this happen. Right? And I hope that we can do that. But when I look at this again, I think the state's correct. I have to evaluate it for material change. And I don't see much of a material change. The risks that were there at your first bond hearing still exist. I do have to say I can see both sides, but I do see from the state saying that things may be even intensified with these contracts because that brings a whole level again of motivation. If you're out, what's going to motivate you or that side to do things? Because the more that's there, the more they have, the more potentially they get. That's a risk too. So based on that, and based on evidence that was given to me at the prior hearing, I believe any time that I make a ruling that takes into consideration statements that were made at prior rulings, I have to place that on the record. So I am placed on the record that part of this ruling is based upon the testimony that was given to me at the prior bond hearing, okay, and statements that I heard then. And I'm not giving more weight to one side or the other. That's just not the case. What I am doing is properly weighing this to the best of my ability against the law, right? And that's what I have to do with these factors, right? Based on doing that, I am going to stand with the original order that I gave. Bond will continue to be denied. I do not find a significant material change in circumstances or facts that would allow or require me to make a change in that prior ruling. So the prior ruling will still stand. Right, and your case is set for August 8th. Attorneys, we will continue our meetings as we've done prior to this. I anticipate us still having our monthly conference calls to make sure that we can stay on pace and stay on track. If there's a change, please let me know if there's a change. And whenever that change is made, I will continue to bring that person in to continue with these monthly conference calls so we can keep this case on track. All right. I do want to say again, Ms. Williams, you and your staff and the state, y'all have done a fantastic job.
I don't think
keeping
so.
me informed of this case and
Informed.
making it forward.
Okay,
I
fine.
appreciate that. Y'all both done a great job thus far, and I anticipate y'all doing the same moving forward. That'll be the rule of the court.
Do you want to admit your copies or I have?
I have written on mine because they were my notes, so we'll admit yours.
You need
You
new
can barely
lawyers.
see behind the defense attorney there, Sarah Grace. It looked like she was in tears, upset about the judge's
I'm
ruling.
not surprised. I'm not surprised. Oh my God. She needs new counsel. She needs new lawyers now. Now. Like right now. God damn it. Do we know any lawyers in Georgia? I don't think we do.
I know a couple, but
Georgia. Hang on. Actually do.
lead attorney.
No. I know one. Don't want to say his name, but I might know one. Yeah. Wow. That there's an 11-year-old currently being charged for murder as an adult. It's so scary how easily this can happen and no one is safe. It's all random. I just don't get the adult thing. Like, why does it suddenly become, oh, you're just being charged as an adult? Like, and there's no hearing for it or anything. It's just, okay, you're being charged as an adult. Done.
Sometimes there's a hearing, but
Not in this case, there wasn't.
okay.
Not in this case. Just prosecutors decided to charge her as an adult. Done. Okay, cool. So she goes to women's prison or women's jail. Okay, sweet. Yeah, isn't there like something in the Constitution about the way people are treated in detention?
Yeah, I mean, solitary doesn't really apply to it, but
should.
But
Yeah. Hey, Chuck Edison's granddaughter gifted 1 Hella Excited Utterance membership. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. Guys, thank you. I know it's been a little bit of a detour today. We will be making some more detours along the way. I have something kind of new for you probably tomorrow or the next day. Some more things have come my way to do with Jennifer Coffenduffer and Lauren and their relationship. Actually, some funny stuff, some funny anomalies have come my way. So I might be sharing that with you either tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. Today is my little girl's last day of summer holidays. So she heads back to high school tomorrow. She's in grade 9. Oh my God. She's growing up so fast. Yeah. So yeah, here we go to the next year of school actually at the beginning of the calendar year. That's really weird, right?
yeah,
It
is.
actually, yeah, in January we start a new school year. Shock. Yeah. So yeah, she goes back to school tomorrow. And so yeah, I'm going to go and take her out for her last day of holidays and commiserations now. So yeah, it depends whether today I get around to preparing a stream for tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, when I do, it's going to be pretty interesting. Yeah. So With the Sarah Grace case, it looks like we won't hear much more on this now for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm interested in Corey Richards. We've got Corey Richards coming up in February, and I think that a few of the people we know are going to be heading over to Utah for that.
Oh, yeah.
So that'd be interesting too. Very, very.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely going to be following that. I might need help from chat catching up with Corey Richards. I've been following it off and on over the years, but nowhere near as closely as probably some of you guys. So but that's probably a good thing, because like it's good to go into trials sometimes without all of that sort of noise from the pre-trial.
Yeah.
Because that's what the jurors do. Jurors go in without all that background. So what I do know of it is probably what most people know from the talking points that hit the media, maybe a little bit more, but it is hard to keep up. Yeah, it is hard to keep up. Witness intimidation possibly going on by the state. There's been some interesting state shenanigans, I know, with the Corey Richards case. One thing I'm pleased about with the Corey Richards case is it seems that like there's financial crimes and there's the murder, and it seems that they've been split, which is good news to me, because you don't want another Alex Dock situation where you've got financial crimes and the murder all in one, and it doesn't really end up being a clean murder trial, and the jury doesn't hear about the murder, they hear about the financial crimes, and that really influences their view. And so I would like it to just be a murder trial. That's me. I like to just hear the facts about the very important case of murder. Yeah. So, so that seems good to me. Try for the financial crime separately. It's very different set of crimes. So Dr. Bonda says Mahendra Mick Patel's attorney, the lady from Georgia, Ashley Merchant. Yes, I remember that. Thank you for the $4.99, Dr. Vonda K. I really hope she gets new counsel. She clearly needs new counsel.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly. Something's got to give here. Something's not right. I actually think Corey Richards might not have done it. She's sketchy and done bad things, but in my opinion, possibly her husband took too much fent. Unpopular opinion, but I am very much doubting
open to that
as well. I'm open to that as well. I'm open. Let me just say, I don't know. I'm not so much like making any theories as to whether Eric just took it himself or anything like that, because I don't like to jump to any conclusions. But innocent till proven guilty, unless I've seen very strong evidence that the person has done it for myself, and I haven't. So she's innocent right now. She's innocent right now. So I'm keen to see the true evidence. Yeah. And I don't really like the fact that there's been some shady stuff going on from the state. Like if it's that strong of a case, why has there been anything like that going on? Yeah. And yeah, it's very easy to die from fentanyl. I believe that was 5 times the lethal amount, but fentanyl is a synthetic drug, and when it's made in labs, like makeshift labs, it's kind of like a cake. Like when you're making a cake, when a kid makes a cake and they don't mix it up properly, and you get like a chunk of like butter or something or cake mix.
Yeah.
There's one bit that's more concentrated than the rest of it. That can happen. So yeah, I don't think he was a druggie, though. There was no evidence of it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And that's why I'm waiting to hear. So it's nice to sit and not make any judgments and just be like, I don't know, show me. But I'm not judging him and saying he was a druggie. I just don't know. I just don't. So yeah, 100 times stronger than heroin, I believe. Yeah, so many people dying of it. It's very sad. Very sad. Yeah. What did Mav say? There will be some of it in the murder trial, but nothing like the Murdoch trial. Please no. Please no. Please not 3 weeks of
Yeah. Financial crimes.
financial crime. Please no. Please let it just be a murder trial. I do have a thing about like poisoning trials, like poisoning cases. We do enjoy them for some reason.
They are
like,
fun. I mean, not fun,
well,
but
I mean, fun.
interesting.
They're interesting. They're interesting. Like with the toxicology and all that.
Yeah.
Like they're interesting. I just don't know why. Like, because we bonded over the Mark Jensen case,
Yes.
so it's just
Normal thing.
just a normal thing. But I don't know. I find them more interesting because there's all these layers to it. These sort of forensic kind of layers to it.
Yeah.
I find them more interesting myself
And it's not
personally.
usually open and shut. Like
Then
you
yeah,
have to really think about it.
yeah, like, and especially if it could have been that they ingested it some other way,
Yeah.
or yeah, they can be.
Or maybe they just went crazy because you're such a shitty husband. I mean, that's one theory.
Or the person that framed you for their own unaliving, self-unaliving. Like, yeah, that's just such a silly defense. Sorry, we're talking about Mike Jensen again. We could argue about this for years. Anyway, we're gonna let you go. Guys, thanks for hanging out. This was good. This was good. Like, and it was horrible, but it was good. It was nice to watch it all together. And yeah, hopefully see you tomorrow. My poor daughter is not looking forward to going back to school, but she likes school actually. Just won't admit it. Hope you have a great rest of your night, and see you hopefully tomorrow. Time for the song.
Her name was Hella. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. Her co-host is Dali and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 8 or 3. To the center, excited utterance. Her cat is staring from